Over time, there have been a lot of shoot-'em-ups, from Space Invaders to Galaga to R-Type to whatever the hell this madness is. While you're usually flying through space or over land on various planets, occasionally you get one that takes place underwater. It's rare, but it happens. Sequest on the Atari 2600, Irem's arcade game In the Hunt, and in the early 1990s there was one for computers called X-Out, although apparently we're supposed to be calling it Cross-Out for some reason. Originally released for the Commodore 64 and then ported to other systems like the Amstrad CPC and the Atari ST, Cross-Out has you piloting a high-tech submarine blasting underwater ships and monsters. Even lesser systems like the ZX Spectrum got a version. Recently, the game was remade for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC as Cross-Out Resurfaced. Good one, guys. And as a big fan of Irem's In the Hunt, I'm very much in the mood for another cool submarine shooter. I'm really looking forward to getting in here and seeing what it's all about and... oh. Huh. Okay, so... one life and instant kills, huh? That can't be right. Well, it's not right, but you wouldn't know that without some trial and error. So here's what's up. When you start a game of Cross-Out, you are issued credits to spend, and with them you can buy extra weapons, power-ups, and even additional ships. You can attack level 1 with 3 basic ships, 1 very powerful ship, or something in between. At the end of each stage, you'll have more credits to spend and can again choose accordingly. This means that there are no power-ups or health pickups during any of the levels. Everything is determined before you start. Some people might like it organized this way. I am not a fan of that. I'd rather see a bunch of crazy stuff happen during each level based on whatever the enemies randomly drop when they explode. One thing about Cross-Out's way of doing it that I very much do not like, though, is how each upgrade you purchase only applies to one ship in your inventory. Sure, it makes sense logically, but I'm not playing games like this for logic. I'm power fantasying. If I slap on a triple shot, I want it slapped on to every ship that I have. Again, I get it. This one was made for a particular kind of shmup weirdo, and I'm a different kind of shmup weirdo, but the game wants you to spend a lot of time in its shop piecing together ships, and none of that is what I consider fun. And since I'm more of a casual fan of this genre, the difficulty level in Cross-Out Resurfaced is frustrating to me. But I don't hold that against it. Not everything has to be tailored exactly to my specific needs. Eventually, I was able to get through level 1 without dying, and then without losing any health, only to then get my ass handed to me immediately in level 2. But with patience and figuring out the best way to game the credit system, it gets somewhat easier to get to the end of the game practically unscathed. This update looks and sounds great, however, and the music is notably triumphant when it needs to be. My only nitpick here, and it's with any game like this that might take place underwater, is that to convey that you are underwater, bubbles are added to the background and around various objects. You know, realism. But in a game like this, it takes my brain a while to recognize that those are just part of the background and not 10 more things coming to kill me. Also, objects that are part of the environment that will insta-kill you if you crash into them aren't always obvious. The best feature of the entire game, though, ends up being the main menu screen, which faithfully recreates the intro screens that pirates would make when they cracked a computer game. It even has shoutouts. But this isn't just a cute bit of nostalgia. After banging your head against the game for a while, the Trainers menu will activate, offering you new cheats to help you get through to the end. Enabling these cheats does disable achievements, however, so if you're playing on a system that gives you those points, you'll have to decide whether you want those or do you want to, you know, see the rest of the game. The second of these cheats gives you 50,000 credits to start with, which essentially allows you to start the game with 9 ships. Surely you can get through the whole game with just 9 ships. Cross-Out Resurfaced is a well-produced upgrade to a 35-year-old video game. Its power-up system will be a make-or-break feature for a lot of people though, as some like the standard way these games usually do it, while others might be looking for something out of the ordinary, which this game is. I was surprised that one of the older versions of the game wasn't included here, even just for historical context, but that's not a deal breaker. If you're one of those hardcore shoot-'em-up weirdos but don't like the bullet hell chaos of some of the more modern entries in the genre, Crossout Resurfaced might be exactly the kind of thing you're looking for.